Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show. Hello if you're new. So today's video is going to be a discussion on this whole Bella Thorne's OnlyFans, or you could say Only Scams Diabolical, and the wider discussion on celebrities on OnlyFans and how that is affecting smaller OnlyFans creators and sex workers. I hope everybody is doing as well as can be, and I really do hope everybody is being as proactive as possible in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you're still on the lookout for some resources, I've linked some in the description. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on my commentary. I'm always up for a chat, I'm always up for a debate. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. No hard feelings. So, Bella. Just before I get into this, I just want to make my stance clear on sex work. This is not going to be a video where I shame sex workers. I'm pro-sex work. I feel like it's a valid profession. It's one of the oldest professions. 99% of the time, I'm never here to knock anyone's hustle. So if you thought we were going to have a key about the misfortune of sex workers in this video, I'm sorry, this is the wrong video for you, Shade. And my comments are open for absolutely everyone, but I would appreciate if we keep, things respectful in terms of, referring to sex workers. I mean, you can say what you want about Bella, but referring to sex workers, let's just keep it respectable, okay? But like I said, you're free to say what you want, but, don't be mad when somebody comes back for you, Shade. Now, I know some of you who clicked on this video and might not know who Bella Thorne is, so just a quick rundown. She kind of came up on Disney Channel. She's kind of like a Gen Z Disney Channel girl, and I guess you could say some may compare her to Lindsay Lohan, basically a Gen Z version of Lindsay Lohan. She had this wholesome Disney image, but I think around the time she was turning 18, she was doing, I would say, not Disney content friendly stuff on her Instagram. She was just kind of just living her life, just like any other young girl. I don't really think she's that crazy. I know a lot of people kind of compare her to Zendaya, her co-star, and compare the two. Well, look at Zendaya, now look at Bella Thorne. But I do remember she did start getting the fillers like really young. Like, I'm not even sure she was 18 when she started getting the fillers. But she has been in quite a few scandals. She's been in quite a few social media scandals. She has had to put out a few notebook apologies, and I think there was recently her nudes got leaked, and I think she self-leaked, and then she decided to just show them anyway to reclaim them. She's been very active in terms of reclaiming the female body and stuff like that, and owning her sexuality. And I think she's recently she directed a porno, so she's got into quite a few things. In terms of her acting career, it hasn't really popped off. She's been in films, but it's very much those kind of sleepover films. She hasn't really been in anything that is critically acclaimed, and I don't think she will ever be, but that's kind of just where she's at in her film, in her career, and she's kind of just known for being a former Disney person. She's got a large following, so she can live off that, and she's good, so she's worth multiple millions, so she's good financially. Even though she's got a big following, she is quite, I wouldn't say she was controversial. Okay, maybe right now she's controversial, but before this whole incident, it was just kind of just another Disney Channel star gone off the rails. That was kind of just her persona. So that's pretty much a rundown of her. I watched Shake It Up. I was a Shake It Up fan. Shout out to all of you guys who were Shake It Up fans. And that's where I know her from. It was kind of one of the last shows I watched before I decided I was a bit too old for Disney Channel. But yeah, that's where I kind of know her from. I feel like, me personally, I never was like a massive fan of her, and I never was you know, she wasn't like a celebrity that I didn't like, but I know she's done like problematic things, like, and I know she's a bit strange. Notable is that she kind of divulges a lot of the stuff that is going on in her life, and it sounds like she's been through like a bit of trauma in her life. So there's kind of like, you know, is her personality and the way that she acts, is that a factor in it? I don't really know, but it sounds like she's kind of just been through it and she's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want now, basically. That's just what her whole vibe kind of feels like. So let's now just get into this whole situation. So how it started off is that she decided that she was going to make an OnlyFans. And I'll talk about the whole celebrities on OnlyFans things later. But I personally, when I heard that, I was kind of thinking, well, okay, another celebrity hopping onto OnlyFans. I mean, it sounds like a smart financial decision. She doesn't really need the money, but, you know, money is money, I guess. So personally, when I heard she was joining OnlyFans, I wasn't kind of like, oh my gosh, she's joining OnlyFans. I was kind of just thinking it kind of makes sense because, you know, her Instagram is a bit risque. She's kind of spoken out about owning her sexuality, and I just kind of thought it kind of makes sense. I personally, I'm not against celebrities joining OnlyFans because I just kind of feel like it kind of makes sense, in my opinion. But I'll go into more depth about it because I know it's a nuanced conversation. But me personally, I don't really have an issue with celebrities on OnlyFans. But I'll get into why later. So when she was joining that, I just kind of thought, well, good for her. I bet she's going to make a lot of money. Now, I knew she was going to make some bread, but I didn't know she was going to be making as much bread as she did because I knew she had a large following, but I didn't know so many people were going to be spending money on her, to be honest. I would have thought she would be making bank, but not as much bank as she made. So it turns out she made $1 million in 24 hours. So she made a lot of money. She made bank. And I was just like, well, okay, you know, can't knock the hustle. You know, 2 days, and apparently she's in 48 hours she's made $2 million. So she's already made $2 million off her OnlyFans account. So I was just thinking, okay, cool. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I did a little bit of research. I did not purchase, but I did a little bit of research. Sometimes I go on YouTube and like look at people reacting to other people's OnlyFans. I didn't watch any videos, but sometimes I just go look at the thumbnails just to see what people are saying. And I saw a few that basically said, it's a scam. It's a scam. And I was just kind of like, that's quite interesting. And then I did see, I'm not sure if it was a tweet off of her or a tweet surrounding the article, but basically she's saying that she's not going to be doing any nudity. So I think there was definitely some baiting going on initially. Now, personally, when I heard this baiting, when I thought it was literally just baiting, because I think there's a difference between baiting and saying you're going to do something and not do it. But I think at that point, when she was making her account and making it appear like it was gonna be skin out shady, like it was gonna be, you know, full frontal, like it was gonna be like everything's gonna be on show. I personally didn't think her now saying she's not gonna be showing anything was like, oh my god, she's a scammer. I obviously it's a bit cheeky, but I didn't think it was like, OMG, she's a scammer, because there's been loads of people who have been doing it and it seemed like people have been praising them. Like Ruby Rose, she's a rapper. She basically, you know, was doing the same thing, was, you know, making it appear as if she was going to be skin out, but it was just basically her in her underwear, which I guess is still technically skin out, but it's not the skin out that people were expecting, you know what I mean? I thought it was that business that was going on, and I think with that, I can see both sides of the story. I can see, you know, get your hustle on, yes, scam these people who thought that they were gonna see you skin out. And then I can also see this is now going to discourage people from going on OnlyFans, which is going to affect other content creators. So I can see both sides, but I'm going to go more into that later into this video. So then this morning I woke up, Bella Thorne was trending on Twitter. I think there was about a few thousand tweets. It was like 3,000 tweets. And then as the day goes on and on and on, it just keeps going. And I think even now it's like over 100k tweets. And I'm looking at the hashtag, and it's basically just people are mad. People are upset and people are pissed off. And rightly so, because basically it's looking like, from what I have seen, the screenshots that I've seen, which I will insert up here, the screenshots that I have seen, it's not looking like baiting. It's looking like she was. It's looking like it's more than baiting. It's looking like this. Okay, this is a full-on scam. So I'm not entirely sure how the OnlyFans interface works, but from what I do know, it's a kind of subscription service, and within that subscription service, you can do add-ons where you can get more money, like any video game or something. You can buy add-ons within the game, and it's kind of like the same thing. And she did this add-on, which was $200, and basically said that she was going to be naked, and the people were buying it, and it was her fully clothed. And at first I kind of thought maybe it was just like a baiting thing, but I saw the screenshot and the person was asking, like, are you going to be naked? Like, how naked are you going to be? And she was like, no clothes, naked. So, okay, this has gone past the point of baiting now. This is, you're scamming people. So obviously people have purchased this £200 scam, and they're obviously not happy. And now, coincidentally, the next day, OnlyFans has now put out all of these restrictions to everybody, but it is obviously going to hit certain content creators hard, like the small creators who are, using it to pay their bills and stuff like that. So these are the new restrictions. I'll read them out. So now, I'm not sure if there was a cap before, but I'm assuming there was not a cap, or there was a larger allowance. But now there has been certain caps for add-ons. So for pay-per-view, so this is basically a message that you paid for view. So like if extra sexy content, that kind of thing, you pay £100 to see this exclusive. That has been now capped to. That has now been capped to $50. I don't know if this is some or every content creator, but that has been capped to $50. And you're not allowed to get tipped over $100. And instead of a 7-day cash out, they now have to wait for a whole month. So, obviously, limiting that, $50. I mean, I don't know how much they were making before, but obviously $50 per content, I mean, it's quite a cap. Like, me looking at that, obviously $50 is still a lot of money, but depending on the type of content that you're putting out, I mean, you definitely going to be, you're definitely not going to be making as much as you might have. The tipping over $100, of course, again, that's limiting people's bags, and the week cash out. And that is just rude. Like 7 days to a whole month is a big jump. I mean, if it was like a fortnight, okay, but a whole month, and with like no notice either. Like if there was a transition period, maybe that would be better, but it's kind of like no notice, and obviously that's just gonna affect people's lives. I've had multiple jobs, and some of them were weekly pay and some of them were monthly pay, and weekly pay is just a lot more convenient than monthly pay, especially when you're used to weekly pay as well. And just having to wait the whole month to receive your money is just a bit shit. I mean, I guess you'll get your money eventually. I guess that probably isn't the worst one, to be honest, having to wait a month. I think because most, bills and stuff, rent, you pay at the end of the month. But these caps, these caps, I mean, these caps are trash, absolute trash. So the theory is, reason why, you know, this has happened, I think is a clear link. You know, the scandal with Bella, and then the next day they've got all of these caps. So it's very clear that there's a connection there. But the theory is people were upset that they were scammed, so they did a chargeback to their banks, and now this has obviously affected OnlyFans pockets, and they can't handle the amount of cashbacks. So now they're penalizing the creators, and obviously that is going to affect the smaller creators and sex workers who are relying on OnlyFans as an income the hardest. Now, for those of you who don't know what like a chargeback is, it's basically when people go to their bank and they say, look, you know, this is a scam, or, you know, my item is not as described. Basically like eBay, but for banks. So getting a cashback is actually fairly easy. It is fairly easy. I've done it before. My reasons were valid. But it is fairly easy. You can get it for pretty much anything. But it's easier to get a cashback for, you know, something that is low value. So like what, $20. That's gonna be easy to get back. But it can really be from anything. I've gotten a cashback once for £800. So it could range really. And like I said, it's fairly easy to get it. And because OnlyFans is such a big company, the amount of chargebacks that they're going to be getting, let's say 500, let's say a quarter of this 2 million is being cashed back. So what, 250,000 grand is being cashed back. Thousands upon thousands of people now having a chargeback. OnlyFans does not have the resources to chase up and fight every $20 cashback. They don't have the resources to do that, so they're going to most likely lose their money. And that's why it's quite easy to get a chargeback from a large company, because they usually don't hire anybody to, you know, fight their cases for them to the bank, and they're just simply overwhelmed with the amount of cashbacks that there's no point paying someone to do that. So therefore it's very easy to get a cashback. And now that I've given you this information, I hope none of you are out here scamming people, doing unnecessary chargebacks to content creators. But it is essentially very easy to get your money back from virtually anything, and especially subscriptions. They're the easiest to do chargebacks for. So therefore, OnlyFans' solution is now limiting the amount of money that creators can make per content. The less money creators are making, the less money that they are losing, because now they've got to the point where they have enough money. The CEO is good, the top people are good, so them making a bit less money is not really going to impact them, especially if it means that they're probably going to save money in the long run, because it's not going to be lost to a chargeback. And that is why the OnlyFans creators and sex workers are mad at Bella Thorne. And rightly so. She's trifling, because she just didn't need to do that. She didn't need to do that. And I feel like even just the bikini pictures, yes, people might have been disappointed. But there was no need to scam. Baiting, a little bit of baiting, okay. But there was no need to scam. And she doesn't need to scam. Like, she's worth like what, $10+ million. Why is she scamming for? I mean, it's just a bit crazy to me. I think the only reason why is, one, attention, two, she thought it'd be fun, or maybe it was revenge, because some of, you know, from what I have done my research on, a lot of people are very entitled. I haven't done anything on OnlyFans, but sometimes I get like weird emails. I did do one video where a lot of creeps have found it, and I don't know why. But I did do one video where I was trying on tights, and from that video a lot of creeps were emailing me on my business email, some creepy emails, very entitled emails. I think you kind of know what I'm getting at. So I can only imagine the amount of entitledness that she was probably getting from people saying, you know, send me this, do this for me, I'll pay you this for that. So maybe she kind of did it as a revenge thing. I'm not in her head. I'm thinking maybe this could be a possible avenue, because it really doesn't make sense to me why somebody with that much money would be scamming people. So I think maybe that could be a reason, maybe. Or like I said, maybe she just wanted attention, maybe she just thought it would be funny, you know. But obviously this is just like another example of a rich celebrity ruining it for the average and the poor person. Because, you know, OnlyFans didn't punish Bella Thorne, they punished everybody else. And even though the same rules apply to everybody, including Bella Thorne, like I said, it's not going to affect everybody in the same way. Just like, for instance, this pandemic is not going to be affecting everybody in the same way. Some people are worse off, some people are just getting by, and some people, they might be worse off, but they're still good financially. So Bella Thorne is going to be good financially, because if you think about it, this is going to be limiting the amount of money people are making by, like, full stop. It's going to be limiting the amount of money that people can make. And when this is somebody's living. So even though they might be making enough just to get by, it's still limiting potentially the amount that they could make. And it's kind of just, basically, I guess you could say it's the same thing as the Logan Paul thing. I started my YouTube channel just about when the Logan Paul thing happened, and it went from being monetized, being able to get monetized, went from 10,000 views to 1,000 subscribers and 240,000 minutes of watch time. And that took me about a year to get to, but it took me a month to get to. It took me 3 months to get to 10,000 views, but it took me a year to hit this new milestone. But Logan Paul, he was going to be good regardless. Even if YouTube had just deleted his account, he would have still been good regardless. But somehow the people who have been following the rules and are just trying to get by, have been penalised. So it sucks. And I think she definitely has some explaining to do, and I think she has some apologising to do, and really and truly, she should be breaking some bread. And making maybe perhaps a little pot to help people out, to help sex workers out, sex working charities, or just sex workers, period. Or, you know, start subscribing to other people's OnlyFans, because she really did stop people's bags. I've looked on her social media and she hasn't addressed the situation yet. She is just kind of posting about Black Lives Matter, which I think is probably a smart and safe thing to do, because it's kind of like, well, you can't come at me because I'm posting about Black Lives Matter. But but that's just kind of on her Instagram. Twitter is silent. She has not got into the lion's den yet. But I'm not sure. I am not sure how she's going to do it. I'm not sure how she's going to take it. I did actually see a screenshot where somebody was calling out her sister for shaming sex workers. So I don't even know where her head is at, really and truly. But I think she's definitely going to have to say something. But I think to make amends, she needs to break some bread. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys. What do you think Bella Thorne needs to do? How can she make amends? Can she make amends? What do you think needs to happen? In terms of OnlyFans, I don't know, it's a sticky one, because it's their business, and I think it does make a lot more sense to just get Bella off of the app. But I guess she's probably making more money for them than they're losing. I don't know. I guess the way that the numbers are working, it's probably better for them business-wise to keep her up on the website and pass on the cost to the little guy, which is usually how things work. But obviously it's a bit shit for the content creators. But I think I'll talk about the next step further in this video. But I'm not sure, but like I said, this company is already good financially anyway, so I feel like they should just take her off the account. I mean, if she's scamming at this magnitude, then they should just take her off the account. I mean, I think that would even be better for business, because it's like, okay, you care about us because, you know, we're making you money as well. But I guess it's kind of just like, I guess it's a thing like, well, we know we're screwing you over, but we know you need us to make money, so we know you're not going anywhere, so we're just going to continue doing whatever we want. That's kind of the feel that I'm getting. But what do you think OnlyFans need to do, or do you feel like they're just kind of just protecting their best interest? I'd be interested to hear from you guys. What do you think Bella needs to do? But in terms of whether I think she's trash and stuff like that, I don't know, because I can understand how frustrating it is to have your bags stolen. But in terms of Bella Thorne, I feel like she's just kind of living in her own world. She's rich, she can do whatever she wants, so she really just doesn't really think about anyone. I've never seen her tweeting about sex workers' rights, so it just kind of feels like she kind of just, it was just a cute little thing to hop on. Like, all of these celebrities are hopping on it and making so much money, so now I'm gonna do it and make even more money than everyone else, and fuck what everybody else thinks, because this is what all the celebrities are doing, but I'm gonna be the number one celebrity doing it. And I feel like that is kind of her headspace, and she kind of just didn't think about how certain actions would affect other people. And obviously, and I'm not gonna lie, she's not living in my head. She's not living in my head rent free. But yeah, Homegirl was wrong, definitely. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys. Are you just like done with her, or do you just feel like you're not really that invested, but she was wrong? I'd be interested to hear from you guys, because I know a lot of people are mad, rightly so. Let's move on. Let's talk about OnlyFans, celebrities on OnlyFans, and whether they should be on OnlyFans. So I've seen a lot of people, including OnlyFans creators, basically saying that they don't like celebrities on OnlyFans and that they're ruining it for everybody. And I guess the key reasons is that they're taking away their customers, basically. Now, I can see that argument, but I personally don't have a problem with celebrities on OnlyFans as long as they are following the rules. And here are my reasons why. Like I said, one, I'm not going to knock anyone's hustle. I guess it depends what you think about celebrities, because from what I've seen, it's kind of just like reality TV stars that are doing it. So I wouldn't really classify them as celebrities. I mean, a lot of these people need some money, Shadi. A lot of these people really do need to be on OnlyFans to make some bread, Shadi. But then I guess there's bigger celebrities like, you know, like Bella Thorne, that are multi-millionaires that really don't really need to be on the site. They don't really need to be on it. But like I said, I'm not going to knock anyone's hustle. In terms of the argument of it stealing customers away from other content creators, smaller content creators, I'm not going to lie, I have a bit of a counter argument for that critique, because I think in terms of celebrities on OnlyFans, the people that are signing up to their account are there to see their exclusive content. I think I'm not sure how the interface works. I'm not sure if it's like Instagram and you have recommendations and an explore page, or you can search up specific content that you want to see, and you get a directory to different content creators that, you know, so if you want a specific type of videos, you know, I'm not sure if that's how that works. If somebody can let me know what the interface is. But even if the interface is something like that, a lot of these people that are signing up to these celebrity OnlyFans are there to see the celebrity. They're not on OnlyFans to see whatever. They're come to OnlyFans specifically to see that celebrity's content. So that's why I personally don't have that big of an issue with celebrities being on OnlyFans as long as they're following the rules. And yes, definitely there could be people that are like, okay, I'm going to go there instead. But I think the majority, or a significant chunk of the people who are subscribed to these celebrities OnlyFans are their celebrities fans, because I think in terms of celebrity, there's the element of, yes, we want to see your content, but I think there's also the element of, I want to put money in your bank account. I think some people get a kink of just putting people in money's bank account and knowing that they have contributed to their celebrity or somebody that they admire's bills, you know? And if you're watching this video and you're one of those people that just, you know, have pleasure in putting money in women's bank accounts, I mean, my PayPal description is in my bio. It's my birthday next week, you know, just putting it out there. But, you know, some people just want to do that. So I feel like celebrities, I feel like, why shouldn't celebrity? So personally, I personally don't have an issue with celebrities being on OnlyFans. I think it's a sticky one in terms of, you know, who's popularized it, because it's very clear sex workers popularized OnlyFans, but until celebrities started hopping on it, it was kind of this, okay, people subscribe to it on the down low, but it was very like ill, like they're doing that, they're selling that type of content. But now suddenly celebrities are hopping on it. It's kind of like, I'll get your money, get your hustle on. So now it's kind of like, well, who's the driving force here? Who's in control? I'd be interested to hear from you guys, because I think it's a bit of both. I think both help each other out, but it's kind of like it's I guess it's like but I guess when you are the person doing the groundwork and you're getting less money than everybody else, it gets frustrating. And we see this a lot even in other forms of content creating. You know, there's an innovator and then somebody comes along, either steals it or puts their own spin on it, and it becomes popular but only known by them. And I think there's a lot of that going on OnlyFans, but it's a kind of just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I get what, but from like, you know, being a content creator myself, I can understand this feeling of, oh my gosh, there's even more content creators. It's getting so saturated. My income is coming down because everybody is just hopping onto this app now. So I can definitely understand that. But I don't think, I guess automatically, if celebrities stopped OnlyFans altogether, celebrities were off the app, the content creators would automatically be making more money. But how much? How much more? That's kind of my thing on, yeah, that's basically why I don't think it is that big of a deal, celebrities being on the app, so long as they are following the rules. And the next thing, like I said before, getting onto it, is baiting. And baiting on OnlyFans and whether people should be doing it or not. So, like I said, baiting is when you insinuate that your content is going to be something, but when people get to it, it's entirely different. And like I said, I gave the example of Ruby Rose. She said, you know, go on OnlyFans for this exclusive content, and she had scribbled out her bra and panties, but scribbled it all out to make it look like she was going to be naked. But I think you could actually still see the strap. And then obviously people are going on her OnlyFans, and it's just her in her bikini, and it's just her in her bra and panties, and it's stuff that you see on her Instagram. And people were saying, oh, she's scamming out here. And technically, she didn't scam. You know, if she said it was exclusive content or not, I'm not sure if it was on her Instagram or not. But if it wasn't on her Instagram and no one had seen it before, it's still exclusive content. And I think a lot of people, obviously, OnlyFans, like I said, it's been popularized by sex workers. But, you know, sex work is actually not just the whole everything being on show. It can, you know, you being in your underwear. Even if you were just wearing really tight leggings and twerking, that would be classified as sex work. So it really is a wide range. And then also, like I said, it's not just for sex work. You could literally put anything on OnlyFans. Like, I could start an OnlyFans and just post my videos on there. I mean, I could do it. And there's, you know, loads of people who do, you know, non-sexual OnlyFans, and they even put it on their bio as well. So it's just about exclusive content for fans, but I guess it's your fault for assuming this is what it's going to be. And I think a lot of people, you know, sign up to celebrity, you know, OnlyFans because they're just generally curious. And I think the celebrities like taking advantage of that curiosity. So like I said, I can't knock somebody's hustle, because sometimes it is a bit funny thinking, you know, these people thought that they could pay like £20 to see this celebrity naked, and they didn't get to see the celebrity naked, and they fully thought they were going to see this celebrity naked for $20. I mean, it is a bit funny. Not knocking anyone who does sell their content for that price, but yeah, it's just a bit funny that they thought that's what the pussy price would be. It's just a bit funny. But at the same time, I can see why, you know, it can be a bad thing for other content creators, because people might think, well, everybody is out here scamming. But in that defense, I feel like with celebrities, you're more likely to be scammed than an average content creator. I mean, you know, the way that people advertise their OnlyFans, you know if they are legit or not, or you know what type of content they're taking. The serious candidates, the way that they market their stuff, you know what you're going to be getting. So at the same time, I think that's more of a consumer thing rather than celebrities baiting or ruining it for the smaller content. I just think it was people that wanted to see that specific celebrity, and were disappointed they didn't get to see it. I don't think they would have paid for a regular content creator. I doubt that. I've seen the argument extended to influencers as well. I think that kind of holds less merit, because like I said, some of these influencers are living beyond their means and they need to be on this shade. Like, this is like genuinely making their rent. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys what you think about celebrities baiting. Are you here for it? Are you here for entitled people getting scammed? Or do you feel like it's affecting the business? I'd be interested to hear from you guys, especially people who are on OnlyFans as well. Like I said, obviously there's a clear difference between baiting and scamming. I guess the next argument is, which I know a lot of people are saying, is, you know, the game is the game. That's just how it is. You're just gonna roll with the punches. You know, things change all the time. Nothing is guaranteed. And if you don't like it, get another job. I do think that argument is a bit reductive, but at the same time, these things happen. I mean, like I said, it happened on YouTube, and it's annoying because it's kind of like, it's unfair, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, this is the only platform that I have. And the same as the content creators on OnlyFans, so for some of them, this is the best platform. It's very easy to say, make your own website, find another platform. If you don't have a following, that's hard to do. In terms of what I've seen, there's a community, and, you know, people promote, you know, people can promote under other people's stuff and get views that way. So I guess, I don't know, because like I said, I don't think a boycott would work, because if this is people's income, they're going to have to use the app to the best of their ability to just try and scrape their income together, trying to meet their income. So I think unless somebody, preferably, you know, a sex worker or a former sex worker, makes a new platform that is better, I think it's just gonna have to be dealing with this, because from what I've heard, they've made changes before. So I don't know, maybe with this backlash they might change it. There might be a little bit of leeway, and maybe this is just temporary. But yeah, it's always tricky having to rely on somebody else for your paycheck. So honestly, I don't know what needs to happen next. What will, I think that is a tricky one to answer, because I kind of do feel like the game is the game. Obviously, it's nice if everyone could play by the rules, but I mean, we're living in a capitalist society, and unfortunately, this is how things go. The rich people stay rich, and the poor people get shitted on and constantly get shitted on, but we have to make it work somehow. So, I don't know. What action could be taken to put pressure on OnlyFans to change these rules? If somebody could let me know if is there something going on that I could support, do let me know. But I'm kind of just like, oh, where do we go from here? And how what is the next steps to make sure that this isn't permanent? I'm kind of stuck at that. I'm not gonna lie. But I'd be interested to hear from people with their frustrations. Are you kind of just like there needs to be change, or are you just kind of like, things aren't going to change and it's just frustrating, you're just going to have to deal with it? What do you think needs to happen next? So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the whole situation. I think Bella Thorne was wrong for that. I think she should get off the app. I think she should. I think that would be the best thing to do. I think she should apologise, and I think she should... I mean, she doesn't need the money, so I feel like she should just donate the money to the people that she affected, to be honest. That's what I kind of think would make amends. I'm not sure she's going to do that, though. I don't know. But, yeah, that's pretty much me wrapped up. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? What are your thoughts on baiting on OnlyFans? What are your thoughts on celebrities / influencers being on OnlyFans? Subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you have, don't forget to put on my notifications. I'm also trying to get to 1.7k subscribers. I just passed 1.6, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel so far. I really appreciate it, and I'd appreciate everybody who would subscribe to my channel and help me reach my next goal. But yes, till next time, guys. Bye.